In life, there are many unanswered mysteries. Why are we here? Does God exist? Are we alone in the universe? And who the hell is Grimm Guy? I may not be able to answer all of these, but I can try to answer the last one. In today's video, I am going to try and figure out who the person behind this famous alt account really is. Yes, I know I said I wasn't going to try and expose him live on the channel, but then Grimm Guy himself directly told me that he would find a video like this entertaining to watch. And so I decided to put on my detective glasses and investigate the mystery behind this mysterious alt account. Today, we are going to try and discover the identity of Grimm Guy. Now, trying to discover one single alt account in a sea of thousands would normally be impossible, but we have a crucial piece of information regarding Grimm Guy's main account, and that is his rating. He is located somewhere between 1400 and 1500 MMR on Advanced Wars by Web. Now, how do we know that? Well, because he told me so directly. This is very helpful because knowing that he's between 1400 and 1500 MMR means we can narrow the search results down greatly. In total, there are 37 accounts on Advanced Wars by Web who fit this criteria, meaning Grimm Guy has to be one of these names. Since we now have something to work with, we can start by narrowing down the list further. First off, let's start by removing the ones we know for sure it can't be, and right off the bat I can eliminate 3 names here. I am certain that Deegis is not Grimm Guy because I talk to him all the time and there's no way he'd be able to keep something like this from me with a straight face. Besides, I have witnessed Deegis and Grimm Guy both sending me DMs simultaneously, and Deegis just isn't tech savvy enough to pull something like that off. Sorry Deegis, you know it's true. Besides, I just don't see Deegis having time for something like this with his main account being somewhat active and him working on his YouTube channel to boot. We can also remove Witty711 and Poland from this list because they have both recently played games against Grimm Guy on the global league. You see, there is a rule in Advanced Wars by Web that states that if you are matched up against one of your alt accounts on the league, you have to initiate a draw. Otherwise, people could just create alt accounts to farm MMR. If the moderators on the site detects a duplicate IP playing a game against each other, they will actually ban both of the accounts. Due to this, we can narrow the list down to 34 candidates. We still have a long way to go though. Next up, we can filter out anyone who doesn't have at least a standard rating of 1242. I say this because if Grimm Guy is able to reach 1242 on his alt account, it goes to say that he should be able to do that on his main. That removes 15 entire accounts from the lists, narrowing it down to 20 possible candidates. Now it's starting to look a lot more manageable, but from here, there are still ways we can narrow it down even further, because Grimm Guy recently entered a tournament called the Smacky Cup on Advanced Wars by Web. And just like it's bannable to play a game against your alt account, it is also bannable to enter a tournament on multiple accounts at once. We can therefore look through the participation list of the Smacky Cup and remove any names that show up on this list that are also part of that tournament. And that removes a further 8 accounts from the lists, leaving us with 12 possible candidates. From here on out, if we want to narrow down the list further, it will require some guesswork, but there are a few more names I'm going to remove based on speculation. These players are known to either not be great English speakers or otherwise aren't very talkative during their games. They tend to be silent and not respond to DMs. And the reason why I think it makes them less likely to be Grimm Guy is that Grimm Guy is known as a very talkative guy. He almost always responds to DMs and loves to chat. Furthermore, I'm also going to add Sif to this list since someone sent me this screenshot of him outright stating he is not Grimm Guy. And my impression of Grimm Guy is that he doesn't blatantly lie to throw people off his trail, so I think we can safely eliminate Sif from the list based on this statement. This leaves us with 6 accounts. Out of these 6, Crawfy is the only one who is currently active on the global league, having 2 games ongoing at the time of making this video. That doesn't eliminate him from the pool, but it does make him less likely to be Grimm Guy, as it is very time consuming to play on 2 active accounts at once. Not to mention it runs the risk of Grimm Guy being matched up against himself and being forced to draw, effectively exposing himself to the community. So I'll remove Crawfy too, even though it technically could be Grimm Guy. So in the end, that narrows the entire thing down to these 5 accounts, which I think are the most likely to be Grimm Guy. Everdan, Po32451, The Deadly Shadow, Advanced Noob, and Evocati. I am very sure that Grimm Guy is one of these players. Anything beyond that, I would just be guessing. At any rate, I have invited Grimm Guy to the upcoming Grandmasters live tournament in April. If he participates in it as a player, he has agreed to possibly reveal his identity at the end of the tournament. So if we're lucky, we're going to get the answer then. Until then, who do you think it is? Do you think it's one of these 5 players? Or do you think I messed up and removed the real Grimm guy from the list? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comment section below.